I've never been to Frozen Head State Park. I thought it would be smart to do so. Watched a lot of videos of Barkley marathons, all that kind of thing. And that stuff is just really, really cool. So like I need to check out the state park and walk a little bit today. So construction was happening at the trailhead for New Mac and Old Mac trails. I was going to do that loop up to Frozen Head. So I had to drive on up the road to where the road was shut off and you couldn't drive any further. Parked, hiked on up the road to the trailhead to hike up to Deboard Falls, I think is what it is. I don't know how you pronounce that. Most of the trail has been like this, and maybe even a little bit more mild than this. All right, coming up on a junction. There we go, on up to the top. And here's the other waterfall signage right here. Hey, this is pretty cool. I'm assuming we're getting pretty close to Emery Falls or whatever it's called. I just think that's pretty neat that we're up this high, you know. Here we go. Emery Falls. So, and then I'm like, well, might as well go on up Panther Branch Trail and connect with Old Mac. Panther Branch Trail and connect with Old Mac. And so there I had a decision to make, and came from there. Could go there. I'm guessing the campsite is right down there somewhere. All right, now that I'm at this intersection, I could head on up to Frozen Head. So if I did that, the elevation where I currently am is like 2,500. So I would go another 800 feet in elevation. So far I've come 1,200 feet in elevation gain. I don't know. I'm starting to develop a hot spot on the back of my foot. I could try just a little bit, but I just don't know if it's a good idea for me to do it today. I might just head down on Old Mac and then walk back up the road from where I had originally intended to start the trail. to my car. So I think that's what I'm going to do for today, just to kind of keep it safe. Looks like 2.5 miles to 4.3, 4.2. So we're talking another 1.75 miles to go to the top, and then of course got to come back down from the top. But coming back down from the top, I could go the other way, but it looks like it might be steeper than this way. And this way's got it's got a lot of jagged stuff. This way looks smoother, but it does look steeper. So I have 2.5 miles to get down, and then maybe another half a mile to walk back to my car. I think that's probably what I'm gonna do today. Now I'm hiking down Old Mac. These shoes have done okay, but my question is, was developing. It was really steep coming up Panther Branch, but I started developing a hot spot on the back of my right foot, right on the back of my heel, and so I'm not going to risk it. I did start doing a little jog this week. I'm hopefully going to do that multiple times a week, out of my neighborhood and back into my neighborhood in another area. It's urban wilderness, and so it's some nice trails. It's funny, I can actually hear and see cars through the trees down there, but I've still got quite a ways to go because I gotta hike down to connect with whatever the other trail, come out at the campground or wherever the construction area is, and then walk back up to my car from there. So but anyway, this has been pretty fun. I did run part of this trail on the way down. I guess so I can say I did. But that was pretty fun, and saw a few people on the way up and so forth. So I'm pretty happy that I'm just kind of playing it safe today and not pushing my foot or that hot spot too much. So looking forward to getting back to my car and getting some food. I would like to do a day hike that is ridiculous. So I want to do a day hike from Newfound Gap to basically to I-40 and have somebody pick me up in the gorge there. And so I'm wanting to do that. I've done as many as 22, 23 miles in a day, before sunup to right at sundown, that kind of timing. And so I think doing 32 miles is actually a doable thing. But when I looked up that trail over the weekend, or that route over the weekend, to see if anybody does that day hike, they don't really do a day hike, but people run it. So then I got to going down the rabbit hole of listening to ultra runners and podcasts about that stuff. I don't want to run, honestly, but I do want to build my endurance. So I feel like a little bit of jogging and trail running, a few mornings a week, 2 or 3 mornings a week, something like that, right there in my neighborhood where it's convenient. This feels pretty cool. Will be a smart thing to maybe build my endurance. So that's kind of where I am right now, kind of an update of where I am right now. All right, so this is not where the race happens, I'm pretty sure, because that doesn't look familiar. This is the area where they're doing some construction. A playground over there. So this area is pretty cool. So That means I'm really still not sure where the race happens, but that's cool because that means there's more to discover in this place. This trail's been really cool. The two falls were cool to see. Frozen Head is amazing. There are a lot of places where the trail is very narrow and, you know, kind of angled, you know, at a pitch. So as you're walking, it would be real easy to, you know, twist an ankle or slip off or whatever. And there's a lot of that. Yeah, instead of going down the road, I'm going to hit this little connector. There's another little gravel footpath over here. I'll just go ahead and take that back to where I'm parked. All right, so now I'm seeing the actual campground. So that's probably where the gate that is famous for the Barkleys, that's where all that starts. So don't know that I'll go check that out today, but that's pretty cool, and I will at some point. I don't think charcoal's ever smelt as good as it smells right now. This is a nice little side trail. Runs next to the creek, for at least this part of it, and then it kind of goes down a little side creek that doesn't really have much flow. So that's not my parking area. Still got a little ways to go. This is legit. This place is, it would be tough for some sort of race, and I've watched so many of those documentaries of the guys doing the Barkley, and it's just incredible. I'd love to do like just one of those 20-mile loops. They do it 5 times to you know, if they finish. But I would like to eventually do one of those. I think that would be really cool to do. Just to say that I've done it as a day hike, and just experience that. So here we go, downhill.